I wanted to start another dopamine detox, a 30 days dopamine detox. I did a 7 days dopamine detox, which is right there, right here on the wall. I did it and I loved it so much. When it finished, I feel like I was on a high from that dopamine detox because I was not experiencing any dopamine. And when it ended, I feel like I overindulged in dopamine and I crashed a bit after it ended because I was so accustomed to no dopamine. And then I got a lot of dopamine when it ended because I could consume all that I could not consume in 7 days. It left me very empty. I felt like I needed to do another one, but a longer one. It's explaining one of the reasons why it's 30 days. I hope that by doing a 30 days dopamine detox, instead of 7 days, I can incorporate habits instead of trying to do a detox. I can try to get new habits instead, so that when the dopamine detox ends, I will have formed new habits, longer habits for my new life. This is my goal. This is one of my goals. I have once again my sheet of paper on the reason why I chose to do a dopamine detox. So we'll start with the first one. The first one that I wrote is, I want to be productive and to love working again. And I wrote that because I feel in the past weeks, after my dopamine detox, I overindulged in every little things that I could not consume during my dopamine detox. So it left me in a state of, you know, when you take something so much, at the end you only consume it to feel normal again. This is how I feel right now. So what I want as a result is, I want my work to become effortless and enjoyable because I will not have temptation. Like I said, if I remove everything else and I only leave work, then it becomes enjoyable. I also want to stop wasting my time on pointless things. And my result from that will be, it will free up more time for me to work on what matters because there will be no alternatives. First and second one, they kind of go together because I feel like I don't want that distraction. I want to love work and I don't want to have those distractions. So when I want to sit down, I don't want to think about a million thoughts. I need to check social media. Oh, I need to do something else. No, when I want to work, I want to be fully present and I don't want to have distracting me. I just want to love doing my work and I choose to sit down and do that work. But I also don't want to have those distractions that will take my mind away from my work. I do not want that. My third reason is I want to feel again. My brain is mushy and empty from overstimulating. Just like I said, after my dopamine 7 days, dopamine ended, I feel like I really overindulged. It was a way for my brain to cope because I did not get any dopamine. I was at the extreme and now I was at the other extreme. So there was no in between. It's either I didn't get any dopamine or I got a shit ton of dopamine. I don't want to be overstimulated. And I will talk about this a little bit later, but I don't want to get in the extremes again. I don't want to do that because I've learned from it and I don't want to do that. And the result I want from this is I will find joy. I hope to find joy in the smallest things, like life is supposed to be. Just if you're going outside on a walk, I want to feel that joy again. I want to just be able to go outside. Just look at the sun, the sky, the blue sky. Just look at it and enjoy nature. Enjoy the little things in life. I feel like I've lost all this joy that you're supposed to feel. You're not supposed to have a million image in the span of an hour. You're not supposed to see all of that. This leads to a overstimulated brain, and I don't want that. Do you really think our brain is made to see a million pictures every single day? It's not. It is not. It's overstimulated. Our brain is so stimulated with music, movies, images. In the last 30 years, we have become so overstimulated that I kind of feel like it needs to stop for me because it is not normal. The amount of stimulation that we can get in a single day, it's not normal. The amount we could get in a single day, our ancestor of like 100 years ago, they would get that in a year, even 2 years. It's not even comparable. They didn't even have movies yet, like the black and white Charlie Chaplin. They didn't even have that. It's crazy to think about. Actually, I'm kind of mistaken. And 100 years ago, it was the beginning of a black and white movie. So it's crazy to think about. In just 100 years, we get this millions of images every single day. And our ancestors didn't even have black and white movies. That's crazy to think about. That is so crazy. So I feel like this is a huge part about why I'm not feeling anything when I look at, the smallest things, like I'm supposed to enjoy. The fourth reason I wrote is I feel weak because I'm dependent on cheap dopamine and I want to stop that addiction. What I mean by that is it's so easy when you get that cheap dopamine from your phone to just want more, right? Because we love easy things as humans. So when we get dopamine and our brain loves dopamine, then we want more of it. So what do? We check our phone more, but it soon become the norm, and we check our phones only to feel normal. So I want to get rid of that. And the results I hope to get from that 30 days is I want to naturally seek things that produce dopamine after hard works. And I wrote delayed versus instant. So what I mean by that is hard work that will produce results later. The gym, eating clean, those things that right now when you do them, they don't instantly produce anything, but in the long run, this is where you see the results. So I want to find joy and pleasure naturally from those things rather than just sitting down and checking my phone, checking Instagram, checking YouTube, watching TV shows. I don't want to do that because that is instant pleasure, instant dopamine. It's cheap dopamine and I don't want that. I want to find pleasure from hard things. That's hard to do. And the rewards, you reap the rewards later. My fifth reason I wrote is I want to do the work I set myself every single day and finish it. Because I found in the last week that it was so hard. I would set goals for myself. I would set a to-do list, but I would not respect it. I'm not proud of that. I'm absolutely ashamed to say that. I hope the result will be by forcefully removing distraction from my life, I will be able to finish my to-do list every single day because I have no other choice. What would I rather do? Do my to-do list or sit at the wall? Choice for me is easy. It's brute forcing. It's either one or B. It's A or B. You do nothing or you work on what you said you would. Oftentimes doing nothing, it gets tiring. It gets annoying fast. You get bored of it really fast. And the last reason that I wrote is I want all the good habits that I develop during my dopamine detox to continue after it is over. Because like I said, after 7 days, I feel like it was just a quick fix. It was not something that was meant to stay for a while. And this is why I chose rules that I could continue after 30 days. Those are not rules that will impact my life so much drastically that I'm a hermit, I'm a monk, I do nothing. No, it's rules that I could do for a whole year if I wanted to. I specifically chose those rules to do them for a year if I wanted to, a decade, and it would not bother me. I chose those rules specifically for that reason. I do not want to be a one-time thing. I want those rules to be applicable for as long as I want. And the results that I wish after that dopamine detox, after that 30 days is by choosing those rules and by doing them long enough for 30 days, they will become a part of my regular routine. So I will just do them. One, I enjoy doing them, but two, I've been doing them for a long time, so it became part of my new routine. So what are the rules I set to myself? There's a few obvious things that I won't do, like no social media, no alcohol, no tobacco/nicotine. And I wrote that I'm not a smoker, but cigars are tobacco and I enjoy cigars. And also I bought nicotine gums. And if you don't know about nicotine gum, I'm not going to be encouraging you to buy some, but do your own research. But I sometimes take them. Not regularly, but sometimes. So I don't want to impact my dopamine level. My fourth rule is no video games. That's a given. Fifth rule is no computer. And I changed it from last time. But no computer except for work or research. So I won't use my computer for anything that's not work or research related. I won't just browse the web just for the sake of browsing the web and just losing myself to the internet. If I open my computer, if I sit here, I'm not currently sitting. This is my standing desk that I set at the highest point, so it's good for your legs, boys, good for your testes to sometimes stay up, so I'm up right now. If I'm in front of my computer, I don't want to waste my time. I want to work or research. That's it. Number 6 is no music, except when I'm at the gym. So this is, again, a little different than last time. Last time I said no music, but what I found is by just restricting music to the gym, it gives me a slight dopamine boost so that I can work out good, do PRs. It's enough to just make me want to enjoy my workout and finish it even better than without music. So for this reason, I will allow music only for working out. That's it. There's no exception for that rule. Number 7 is no movies. This one is pretty self-explanatory. Number 8 is no TV shows except twice a week. Because like I said, I don't want to restrict myself doing things. The goal of this dopamine detox is to create long-term habits. It's not to restrict myself doing things. It's to not overstimulate my senses and my dopamine. I don't want to overindulge. So by restricting 2 times a week, it can create a habit that I'm looking forward to that night, that I'm either looking at 1 or 2 TV shows. That's it. And then I'm more conscious about the TV shows that I choose to listen. I don't watch garbage. No, I want to have a good TV show to watch because I only got 2 every single week. So I want to be sure of my choice. And then it prevents over consuming TV shows. You know when sometimes you start a TV show and you binge the whole season? Well, that rules prevents that. Because I will sit down, I will either watch 1 or 2 TV shows and then it's done. That's it. 1 episode or 2 episodes and then it's done. That's it. Good night. The rule number 9 is no YouTube videos except twice a day. And again, it's a little change from last time. And the reason is, in the morning, the type of videos that I'm watching is more about educational or research, and I'm learning things. It's not like Mr. Beast that's giving away $1,000. This is not the kind of video that I watch. I watch videos that I can either educate myself or I can either motivate myself. So I don't want to restrict that. I don't want to completely get rid of it. I just want to restrict it because I don't want YouTube to be a time sink. I want to be fully aware of what I watch, and it's not a time sink. It's good content. So 2 videos per day. I'm not just clicking on every single video that I watch on my feed. No, I have to be conscious of the video that I choose. And one of them can be long form, just one. And what I mean by long form is 30 plus minutes. Only one of them can be long form because it can be a Huberman podcast, which is highly educational. So I don't want to prevent myself from doing that, but I don't want to just choose 2 Andrew Huberman podcasts, which is like 4 to 5 hours per day. I don't want to be able to do that. That's not the goal. I don't want YouTube to be a waste of my time, but I want to be able to learn from YouTube as well. So this is why I only allow 2 videos per day. Rule number 10, again, a given, no porn. This is really self-explanatory. 11 is no processed food. What I mean by processed food is anything that is highly processed, chips, anything that has more than 5 ingredients. Let's just keep it simple. Whole food produces like veggies, fruits, meats, eggs. I want that. I want to eat more of that. I want to eat only that. And processed food, anything that has more than 5 ingredients. So cheese is okay. Yogurt is okay. What I don't want to consume is something like Cheez-Its, chips, like super juicy, super sugary foods, like juices or food that has flavor with it. I don't want to consume that. Only strictly whole food or cheese, yogurts. I will allow that. And that's it. Number 12 is iMessage or Messenger can only be checked at every hour that is a multiple of 4. And what I mean by that is I can either look at 4 a.m., 8 p.m., noon, 4 p.m., 8 p.m., or midnight, and I can only answer the messages that I have. Again, the goal of my dopamine detox is not to prevent me or to restrict my social contacts. It's not that. It's simply to stop my overstimulation. And social contact, we are social creatures. We have to talk. So it's perfectly normal. I will not allow it. What I won't allow is browsing Facebook feed, browsing Instagram feed. I will not allow that. But I will allow people to talk to me and I will answer them back. But I don't want to waste my time. So I will only be on at 4 a.m., 8 p.m., noon, 4 p.m., 8 p.m., midnight. That's it. And I'm only allowed to answer phone calls. This is the next rule. Rule 13. Phone calls are allowed. Because again, the goal is not to restrict myself, to be social. No, I can be social. So phone calls are of course allowed because it's good for you. It's good for us to talk to other people. Last rule, rule 14. Cell phone is prohibited except for necessities or emergencies. So if I need to edit a quick video on my phone, I'll use it. If I need to film on my phone, I'll use it. If I need to put music on my phone, I'll use it. If I need my phone to answer someone, I'll use it. If I need my phone to make a phone call, I'll use it. Those are the type of emergencies or necessities that I will use my phone. Other than that, no phone. Absolutely no phone. Those are my rules, my ground rules. I will periodically, probably once a week, come here and explain to you my challenges, what was hard, what was easy this week, what I learned, what I hope I did differently. I want to find a lesson in that activity. I want to find a lesson in that challenge and teach you, share with you those lessons. In a way, you can learn from what I did and you can incorporate that in your life. This is my goal for this challenge, and it's to better myself as well. It starts today and it ends in exactly 30 days. So on the 15th of May. I cannot wait to do it. I'm so stoked. I remember last time it was awesome. I felt so good at the end of it. It was truly a good experience, so I cannot wait for my 30 days. I cannot wait to just experience it. I love the journey of it, and I cannot wait for the journey to really begin. I feel like I'm only at the beginning, but I want to be at the mid journey, which is going to be awesome. Again, if you have any suggestions, if you want to interact with me, don't hesitate to comment down below. Don't hesitate because I will answer every single one of you. Also, if you're not subscribed already, do so right now. And remember, do what is required of you, not what you feel like doing.